The Senezh Unit is one of Russia's most mysterious and secret special operations forces. For years, this unit operated in the shadows, but recently, its involvement in sabotage missions during the Ukraine war has drawn attention. To understand its role in the conflict, it's important to know a bit about its origins and how it became one of Russia's main tools of war. Senezh was created as an elite unit within the Russian military, specializing in espionage, counterintelligence, and sabotage. These soldiers are trained to carry out extremely delicate and dangerous operations, often behind enemy lines. Although many of their missions remain classified, it's known that they are responsible for coordinated attacks in strategic areas, destroying infrastructure and weakening enemy defenses. Their main objective is to carry out strategic sabotage in enemy territory, destabilizing critical infrastructure such as power systems, communication networks, and even disrupting enemy command chains, all without being detected. The unit is also involved in intelligence and high-risk rescue missions, always operating in the shadows. Comprised of an elite group of soldiers, Senezh is trained to operate in highly complex scenarios, where any mistake can result in failure or exposure. It is precisely this level of preparation that has made it a fundamental piece within Russia's special forces structure. In the Ukraine war, which intensified in 2022, Senezh played a key role. Regions such as Kharkiv and Sumy in eastern Ukraine witnessed the devastating actions of these agents, who silently attack, destroy their targets, and disappear without leaving a trace. The clandestine nature of these operations and the mystery surrounding them make Senezh a feared and difficult force to combat. This war, which began to escalate in 2014 with Russia's annexation of Crimea, brought the Senezh unit to the forefront of the conflict. Since then, they have played a critical role in supporting Russian forces, especially in the separatist regions of Donetsk and Luhansk. Even so, little information about them is disclosed, thanks to the strict control of the Russian government, which prefers to keep this unit out of the spotlight. What makes Senezh so unique is that it's a highly trained force operating in the shadows, carrying out missions that can change the course of the conflict, all while never being identified. Within Senezh's structure, the level of training and preparation of its members sets them apart from other units. The soldiers who make up Senezh undergo a rigorous selection process, where only the most skilled and mentally strong advance. They are trained to operate in extremely hostile environments, such as densely populated urban areas, jungles, deserts, and even Arctic regions. Versatility is one of the unit's main traits. Senezh specializes in sabotage and espionage missions in enemy territory. This means its members are trained to infiltrate areas controlled by the adversary, gather vital intelligence, and, when necessary, destroy strategic targets such as communication systems, supply lines, and operations bases. The goal is always to destabilize the enemy, either by destroying infrastructure or demoralizing troops and civilians. One of Senezh's trademarks is its ability to operate almost invisibly. They enter hostile territory, carry out their missions with surgical precision, and disappear without leaving a trace. This astounding efficiency allows them to attack and destroy important targets without being detected. The gravity of these actions was especially felt in the Kharkiv and Sumy regions, where they managed to cause significant casualties among Ukrainian troops and destroy critical equipment for the defense of these areas. What makes this unit even more feared is that they are not just spies or saboteurs. Senezh soldiers are prepared to fight directly if they are discovered or confronted. Often their operations involve shootouts or small skirmishes in enemy territory. They are trained to infiltrate, carry out quick attacks, and, if necessary, engage the enemy in close combat. Another important aspect is the use of advanced technology. They employ drones for reconnaissance and airstrikes, as well as sophisticated communication systems to coordinate their operations. Senezh is also responsible for identifying high-value targets, which are then bombed by Russian airstrikes or armed drones. This level of integration between special forces and modern technology makes their operations even more lethal and efficient. Despite all this sophistication, Senezh's real power lies in its ability to maintain secrecy. Little is known about the unit's members, and their identities are kept under absolute secrecy. Even after years of operations, it's rare to find concrete information about who these soldiers are or how they carry out their missions. This mystery fuels Senezh's reputation as one of the most effective and secretive forces in the Russian military. Senezh is a unit specialized in infiltration, sabotage, and psychological operations, capable of destroying the enemy's critical targets without being detected. Their ability to disappear after each mission is what makes them so feared, and at the same time, almost impossible to combat directly. Senezh members also have a unique trait. They are often trained to work alongside other special forces, both within and outside Russia, adapting to the mission's needs. This makes the unit extremely flexible and capable of facing threats anywhere in the world. In terms of known missions, although many are kept secret, there are reports that Senezh was involved in operations in the Caucasus and even in regions such as Crimea and Syria, always with the objective of strengthening Russia's strategic interests without drawing direct attention. These operational details are key to understanding how Senezh not only executes crucial missions, but also shapes Russia's military strategy in various parts of the world. Despite all the secrecy and efficiency of the Senezh unit, the Ukrainian side did not sit idly by. In response to the group's devastating actions, Ukraine sought the support of a private intelligence agency called MOLFAR, specialized in open-source intelligence. This type of intelligence uses publicly accessible data, such as social media, government records, and other online sources, to gather critical information about the enemy. The MOLFAR agency played a crucial role in identifying Senezh members, something that seemed impossible until then due to the unit's highly secretive nature. Using a combination of public data analysis and thorough investigation, the agency managed to obtain detailed information about some Senezh soldiers. They cross-referenced Russian military finances with social media profiles, revealing identities that were previously unknown. Photos, contacts, and personal information of the soldiers were collected and handed over to Ukrainian intelligence services. This breakthrough allowed Ukraine to launch a highly successful counter-offensive against Senezh. In July 2024, an ambush was organized against a group of unit soldiers in the Donetsk region, resulting in the deaths of 5 of them. This operation was a significant blow to Senezh's morale and operations, since, in addition to the casualties, Ukraine now had valuable information about its members and tactics. Though the ambush didn't decisively alter the course of the war, it demonstrated that even highly secretive and well-trained units can be vulnerable when combated with intelligence. MOLFAR, with its ability to use open-source intelligence to unmask these forces, proved to be a powerful tool in the hands of the Ukrainian government. Furthermore, the psychological impact of this event was notable. Senezh, which had once operated almost untouchable, now knew that its members' identities were compromised. This forced Russia to rethink its infiltration strategies and protection of sensitive information. Meanwhile, Ukraine showed that, with effective intelligence and counterintelligence technology, even the most elusive adversaries can be reached and neutralized. This operation against the group was a clear example of how modern warfare doesn't depend solely on brute force, but also on the collection and strategic use of information. Senezh's exposure shook its reputation of invulnerability, revealing that even in the midst of such a devastating conflict, intelligence can be the deciding factor for a successful operation. The MOLFAR agency also suspects that the Green Men, unmarked soldiers in olive green military uniforms who invaded and occupied the streets of Crimea in 2014, were actually members of the Senezh group. Senezh troops played a crucial role in seizing strategic points, manipulating information, and sabotaging Ukrainian defense systems. Their ability to operate covertly allowed Russia to annex Crimea with virtually no formal military resistance, shifting the balance of power in the region. Additionally, Senezh's actions in regions like the Middle East, particularly in Syria, demonstrate their ability to influence large-scale conflicts. Acting alongside other Russian and allied forces, the unit has helped maintain Bashar al-Assad's regime, destabilizing opposition forces and securing Russia's presence in the region. These interventions have direct implications for the balance of power in the Middle East and Russia's global influence. Senezh's impact is also felt beyond the battlefield. Their cyber operations, often covert and attributed to hackers, are an extension of what these forces can achieve. Sabotaging infrastructure systems in adversary countries without ever firing a shot has become an effective form of warfare, and Senezh is at the forefront of this new era of military operations. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep up with more stories and analyses of military forces and the behind-the-scenes of current conflicts, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your like helps a lot to bring more content like this and makes this information reach more people. We also have many other videos on strategic topics, special operations, and soldiers fighting in the war. So, activate the bell to not miss any of the upcoming content, and check out the other videos on the channel. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.